I mean, I think people always say things go with recession or not in what we're looking for. But I also think that it's kind of like politics where we might swing towards no sex. Okay, sex is back. And I think it's almost a historical thing of where we are at this point in time. And so I think that we're back. I think people have been so pushed away from that for so long that they're ready for us to be in that era again. Yeah, I always say that if you're gonna have one gender naked, you need to have all genders naked. So it's either an all or nothing, because I kind of want to balance out that gaze. And so that's kind of the approach we had to this is, and everybody can be sexy. And I always just say of, why not? People say take sex scenes out of movies. I understand if it's done in a gratuitous way, but sex is part of the human existence. And through movies, we like to examine that. So why not have that be a part of it? For sure. We wanted to have something where, because it's looking at couple dynamics, we wanted to really establish that, because at the root of all this violence, it's because of what they're going through in their relationships. And so being able to give the time to build that up makes you really care and understand later, where you go, oh no, these characters that we care about, shit's going down and they might not be okay. People always have a reason why they're doing things. Whenever you hear of they did it just because they did, that's not true. It's either someone wants to be loved, or someone wants to be feared, or they have something that they're very insecure about. And so what I really talked about with these actors is, what is the reason behind why you're doing all of this, and how does that kind of come out? Because even looking at a movie sense, I've watched certain movies where at the end they go, the devil did it, that's why, or they just killed people because they felt like it. And I go, okay, but that's not as interesting to me as if there's something else going on with it. And so we had lots of conversations about making sure everything was motivated of why they were doing the things they were doing. Yeah, so for Alex, we kind of talked about the movie in sections, and a really funny way you could also look at it is how the lighting changes. So we start off in this very warm, happy, fun lighting, and then we start to kind of see things change and maybe get green, and at the end we kind of end up in this tricolor giallo territory. And so the same way I talked with the DP about how we make that arc, I talked with Alex even very specifically of, first, you're this really fratty, fun-loving guy, and then let's kind of get weirder with it, and let's get ridiculous, and let's kind of see you make some of these choices, and kind of empowering him to be able to make those decisions of really just going for it. Yeah, I mean, both of them are such, first of all, just grounded and loving with each other, and just very supportive of each other, of being able to provide that space to feel comfortable. But I think also just having them make decisions where, if I was a real person going through this really lifted situation, what would I do? And for Marco's character specifically, he goes, what makes me stay? Oh, it's knowing that everything I've wanted for my entire life is being offered to me, and would you stay if that happened? And so making sure that came through in that performance. I think probably because I'm queer, I can't help but have a queer lens. And I think, beyond just seeing moments of queerness of, do these women get together? Do they not? Even though for the most part, it's more conventional in that aspect. I think also just queer has a very strong connection with camp. And so I think because I just came from that culture and grew up watching movies like that, I thought it's so much more fun to have this movie have this funny, self-aware quality when going into it, instead of like what you said, there's a straight-laced version, but that wasn't us. Yeah. I keep coming back to this genre because I I like things that make me feel uncomfortable, but I also, at the same time, want to have fun with it. And I think anything that we can kind of push to the extremes of it and kind of explore this human psyche of why do people end up doing bad things, but why do we have a blast when we're watching it happen is something that I like when I'm watching movies. And so I like to make those kind of movies.